What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Agit Kabayel. Get this. According to Kabayel and his team, they have finally responded. They responded with the whole idea that Kabayel is leaving or avoided negotiations with Martin Bakole is false, okay? And this is what they had to say. They said Kabayel really wanted the fight against Bakole, but the Congolese is said to have demanded a purse of 2.5 to 3.5 million, a lot of money, and it wasn't worth it to the Saudis. Bakole pushed through his demand despite numerous attempts at negotiations. Because no agreement could be reached by the end of October, the IBF ordered a purse bid, a so-called auction. The camp could have made an offer to secure the rights to host the fight. Kabayel is currently without a promoter, and it did not want to get involved in the Bakole games and withdrew from the bidding competition after advice from Spencer Brown. And let me counterpunch. This all goes back to promotion, business. You know, it's what Kabayel doesn't have. You know, and Bakole's wanting that money. He's wanting 2.5 or 3.5, which supposedly said it wasn't worth it to the Saudis. Because who said that? You know what I mean? Because we didn't hear anything about Turkey al-Sheikh. This is an IBF thing. And according to them, they're saying he wanted too much money, which they tried to negotiate and it didn't happen. So Tom Brown, or Spencer Brown, rather, should I say, advised them not to. And in that case, if that's what Spencer Brown advised them not to do, it makes him look like, well, hey, you don't have a good run at this, so you should pull out. You know, it almost reminds me of Michael Hunter, when Michael Hunter pulled out of that purse bid. And it's like, okay, well, if you wanted things to go fairly, you would have then went for that. And it all goes back to the point that if it goes to purse bid, someone has to win and someone has to lose. Then he doesn't have a promoter. He's saying, well, I ain't got a promoter, so more than likely I won't win. So I'm going to get the small amount of the money. So let me bounce before that happens. Well, that's still unacceptable based on the fact of how boxing works, especially how purse bids are drawn. You know, you didn't even know what you would have received. That's not playing Bakole's games or the Congolese games. That's boxing. That's rules. That's what a purse bid is. You know, and it just shows you maybe definitely he didn't have experience in that, and he should get a promoter. You know, and I heard people say Frank Warren is Kabayel's promoter. That's false. If Frank Warren had Kabayel, he would be pushing Kabayel. So those are lies. Kabayel is without a promoter, and Kabayel is left making bad decisions. That's my counterpunch on that. That was a bad decision for him to do. And it still doesn't exonerate him or clear him from just leaving because he was feared of losing. You know what I mean? Because if you look at something that was supposed to go down according to how things are normally done, purse bid. And then you say, well, you know what? I'm not even going to go through with that because we couldn't even make a deal to make me more money. I think it's about, hey, I wanted more money based on what I know the purse bid was going to offer me. So I left because I didn't have enough money. And it comes down to, well, it's not about me winning or losing. It's about me possibly losing, if that's the worst case scenario, for the amount of money that I'm offered. So it's about money. You know, so them pulling out is dumb because what does it leave them with? You see what I mean? That's the question. You know, the same thing I said about Michael Hunter, another dangerous heavyweight, probably the best that America has to offer. Where is he now? You see what I mean? You're going to have to take chances and risk. The same thing I said about Hunter is the same thing I'm saying about Kabayel. It's the same thing I said about Deontay Wilder. When these guys said, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make my own way. Really, Wilder actually came out a lot better because, he still missed millions of dollars by the decision he decided to make. But it looks like Kabayel is going down that same path. You see what I mean? So these boxers that decide like, hey, I'm just going to wait this one out and set out and leave. You're not doing anything. You're disenfranchised after that, because you have no leg to stand on. You have nowhere to go because there's no opponent to fight after that. Then you got to start negotiations with someone else that may not even want to fight you based on what you've already done. They're like, no, this dude's undefeated. This German fighter, and he took out 2 undefeated guys. I think we'll pass on that and fight somebody else for probably the same amount of money. That's what we're dealing with. Why? Because he does not have a promoter to promote him the right way. And the question is, why? You know what I mean? So him responding like, no, it's not our fault. Like, I just think you got some bad advice. You know what I mean? Because Spencer Brown, like Hatman said, long ago, right? Leech. So he couldn't get what he wanted out of it. Therefore, he's telling him to withdraw. I think it's a bad idea. But you guys tell me what you think of Agit Kabayel responding now to the supposed running away from negotiations. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!